Money talks in the world of Cyberpunk, and whether you're interested in purchasing a certain vehicle or shopping for the numerous amount of legendary weapons sold at vendors, it's fair to say that nothing comes cheap in the concrete jungle. Luckily for you, the system can be tricked though, with CD Projekt Red allowing for 2 incredible money-making exploits that will have you rolling in eddies in just a few minutes. So if you're interested in being a millionaire in Cyberpunk, stay right where you are. And be sure to try both of these methods out before they're patched out of existence. So without further ado, let's jump right into the first glitch, which will not only have you rolling in thousands of eddies in seconds, but also allow you to duplicate next to any item you currently have in your inventory. This is especially useful when you're in desperate need of more crafting components, or just simply need to make money ridiculously fast. Now before we start the duplication and money glitch process, I would suggest you pick up a specific item by the name of the Untitled 18 painting. This will be very useful when doing the money glitch. To get your hands on this item, you'll have to start the Space Oddity side job, which has you talking to some bums in the southernmost region of Santo Domingo, marked right here on your map. When approaching the quest indicator here, you'll see 3 people talking about something secretive, and when pressed for information, they'll let you know that they found a briefcase next to a body by some dumpsters. Now, you can open the briefcase straight away if you have a high enough intelligence, or you can choose to scan the area for clues. If you do choose to scan the area, if you head just around the corner, you'll find a body you can scan. And once scanned, you'll be able to grab an access shard from it, which will then open up the briefcase. Either way, once the briefcase is open, you'll discover that there's a drop point quite some distance away. Simply head over to that drop point and take out all of the enemies in that area. And when there's no one left to shoot, walk over to the container in the middle of the battle zone. Opening this container will give you the Untitled 18 painting that is worth around 4,000 eddies to sell. But don't worry, you'll be able to make a lot more out of exploiting this. From here, simply head on over to the nearest drop point available to you and make a fresh new save right now, just in case anything goes wrong. Once you're at the drop point, activate the sell option and sell any of the items that you want to duplicate. In my case, I'll be selling the Untitled 18 painting because it's worth a lot of money and is the item I'll be using to make money fast. And also some crafting components because we all need crafting components in this game. Once you've sold the necessary items you want to duplicate, go ahead and exit from the default sales screen. And here's where the exploit begins. To take you through this slowly, you'll essentially be pressing 2 buttons at the exact same time. This being the main menu button that brings you to your options menu and save game screen, and also the button to enter the vendor. If you're playing on PC, for example, the buttons in question will be the escape key and the R key. If you continue pressing these buttons at the same time, you'll eventually trick the machine into giving you a transparent sales screen. It's a little bit tricky and may take a few attempts, but just keep spamming both buttons and you'll eventually get it to look like this. Now it's from this transparent sales screen that you'll now be able to buy back as many of the items you previously sold as you want, and they will never leave the vendor's inventory, meaning you can literally spam this as many times as you want. Now what's good about this is when you originally sold the Untitled 18 painting, you sold it for 4,000 eddies, but now it only costs 5 eddies to buy back, so you're essentially spam buying the painting back for 5 eddies every single time. For whatever reason, when you sell the painting and then back out of the vendor's menu and then go back in again, it just defaults to 5 eddies to buy back. It's really weird and only happens with this particular painting, which is why I advise you get this painting first, as it's the key to making the exploit worth it. Anyway, once you have bought back as many items as you want, you'll now notice that you have tons and tons of them in your inventory. Again, in my case, we now have over 300 paintings that we can now sell to any vendor at 4,000 eddies a piece. And that's just the money side of things. Again, you can duplicate components and anything else you want, but do bear in mind the components will cost more than the painting did to buy back. So you will be spending money on the components when spam buying them. But as long as you do this glitch with the painting first, you'll have enough of them to make millions whenever you want, so you won't ever have to worry about money. From there, you can simply just duplicate as many components and whatever else you like as many times as you want, alongside making your bank account rival that of Yorinobu Arazaka himself. Also, one more quick note on this glitch: when the vendors do eventually run out of money, bring up your inventory screen and wait 24 hours in-game. This will refresh the vendor's stock and money, allowing you to sell those paintings back to him over and over again, and just repeat that process as many times as you like. Hopefully I explained that well enough, as it's pretty weird and a bit awkward to explain. But now let's move on to the second glitch, which is a little bit simpler but does require a few specifics depending on where you are in the main story. To make use of this second glitch, you'll have to reach the second act of the game and start the main mission called I Walk the Line. For those battling to find the mission, keep in mind that it's only accessible when following the Voodoo Boys story arc, and depending on the choices you've made, should be around the 18th main story mission you'll have to complete. Either way, it's a main story mission, so once you're on the mission, just bear in mind you can exploit it for tons of money. When available, head on over to the mission marker in Pacifica, where you'll be introduced to Placida. He'll direct you to a mall which has been infested by members of a rival gang known as the Animals. You'll essentially be instructed to sneak through the mall and scan a van for some information. But to take full advantage of this glitch, I'd advise you do the complete opposite. Pretty much all that matters is that you murder everyone in the central atrium of the mall, which can be identified quite easily by the large number of enemies and turrets trying to blow your head off. When the gunfire is stopped, make your way to the second story of the atrium and explore the connecting rooms. Once here, you'll eventually come to find a gigantic woman named Matilda waiting for you. Now, Matilda is a boss enemy who has no problem getting you on your back in the worst way possible, so just be careful here. Your objective here is to defeat Matilda, but once defeated, do not kill her. This is very important. She will essentially enter a down state on the ground, and here is where the exploit comes into play. So make a new save right now, just in case anything goes wrong. You see, Matilda is actually worth a bounty of around 30,000 eddies, and to make use of this, take out your favorite melee weapon and start dealing some more damage to her until she stops moving. Once done, you'll be awarded some experience, street cred, and 15,000 eddies because of her death. And at this point, all you need to do is make a new save once again, and then reload that new save that you just made. Once loaded, you'll come to find out that Matilda isn't dead. She may look dead, but she's not, and she's back in that down state. From here, start dealing damage to Matilda once more until you see another transfer, but this time of 30,000 eddies being added to your bank account. From here, save the game over the last save you just made, and then load up that new save you just made again as you did before, and kill her again, get the 30,000 eddies, and from there it's as simple as rinse and repeat until your bank account is looking exactly how you want it. For whatever reason, every time you save the game after killing Matilda, she just happens to respawn in that down state. Again, it's very weird, but it definitely works. And I know this exploit is very specific and a lot of you will already be past this point, but I did want to include it anyway for those of you who are around this point in the story, and that's another reason why I included 2 glitches in this video to make sure you guys are covered from top to bottom. Anyway, there you have it. These are 2 of the best money making exploits in Cyberpunk that will make you a millionaire in no time. Make sure to use them while you can before they are patched, and subscribe and like if you want to see more guides from me in the future. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next Cyberpunk video. Peace.